Is going to just walk over how to solve a one-step inequality. It's very similar to equation solving. We are going to work through all of the same steps, except at the end, instead of an equal sign, we're going to have an inequality symbol, and then we'll also have to graph. So number one, it says x minus 5, so we're going to do plus 5 to each side. Still show that work. Bring down your x, bring down your less than symbol this time, and then negative 2 plus 5 is 3. Now to graph it, you just make a number line. Put a 3 in the middle. We're going to use an open circle and shade to the left. Now, if you're not sure about this shading, just go back and watch the inequality basic video, and it will talk about why we shade in this direction and why it's an open circle. Next example, we have a fraction, and I know many of you do not like to work with fractions, so we can do the clearing method on this one. We're going to multiply everything through by 6, because that would be our common denominator. So 5 over 6 times 6 ends up being 5. Those 6's are going to cancel. Bring down your less than or equal to sign. Make sure you multiply the x by 6, so that's going to be 6x. And then 2/3 times 6. If you want to throw a 1 underneath the 6 to make it easier for you, you could do that too. It would be like 12 over 3, which reduces to 4. Now, by multiplying through by 6 here, we actually took it from a one-step equation to a two-step, or inequality, excuse me, but that's fine. We approach it the same way. Subtract 4 from both sides. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down the inequality symbol. Bring down the 6x. Divide both sides by 6. And leave this as a fraction. Don't get all decimal happy here. So leave it as 1/6 less than or equal to x. But important note here, before you do your graph, remember in the last video we talked about how the variable should be first. You want to just read this backwards. So if you look at the x side, you can see how the greater than symbol is actually facing the x. So if you were to read this, it would actually say x is greater than or equal to 1/6. If you didn't do this, you would probably shade in the wrong direction. So we want to make sure that our variable is first. So make your number line. Throw on the 1/6. It will be a closed circle this time, and you're going to shade off to the right. And again, just any kind of shading will do. If you have a highlighter, that does work really well. And our last example here, we notice that we're adding 4, so we're going to start by subtracting 4 on each side. Pay attention, there is a negative sign in front of that 6, so when we combine those, we get negative 10. Bring down the greater than symbol, bring down the x. And then this is another one that you want to read backward. And this time when we read backward, it says x is less than negative 10. We're not switching the symbol at all. We're simply reading it backwards so that the variable is first. And then just quickly make your number line. Put the negative 10 in there. We're going to have an open circle this time, and we're going to shade off to the left.